Welcome in our guy, Chris Felica, the Bear, to talk some college football. Always a pleasure having the Bear with us on a Monday edition of Bet Bear. College football playoff starts this week, Friday, New Year's Eve, of course. Early matchup still has Bama sitting at right around a 2-touchdown favorite against Luke Fickell and the Cincinnati Bearcats, 13.5 to be specific. Total sitting at 58 for this matchup as well. You originally told us, that your play was going to be on the total here instead of the side when we discussed this a few weeks ago. Has that changed? Have you learned anything new or dug up some new information that has you betting differently for this matchup?
Well, I have dug up some information, and it was something that I insinuated, and I was correct in my thinking. I spoke to a Las Vegas bookmaker out there, and he said that he has this game power rated closer to 10, but they're keeping it at 13.5, just on anything under 14. They're kind of welcoming the Alabama money, and they're pretty comfortable with the position going into this game that they're going to need Cincinnati plus the points. I think they feel good about taking the Alabama money, so I kind of thought that was what they were thinking when they hung the number at 13.5. So I doubt this thing is going to hit 13 because they want the Alabama money. For me, it's still an under type game. I don't think Cincinnati is going to score very many points, and I think Cincinnati's defensive backs will probably fare pretty well. That's the strength of that Cincinnati defense, right, is their secondary, and I think without Mechie, I do think that the UC secondary will have some success against Alabama, and maybe Alabama will be forced to maybe run the ball a little bit more with a healthier backfield right now. So I would lean towards taking Cincinnati plus the 13.5 right now, but I do like the under in this game, as I don't think UC will be able to score a ton of points here.
All right, sticking with that under, you offered up a couple of weeks ago. That's for the Cotton Bowl semifinal. You'll see Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on ESPN. Let's now move to the other semifinal, Georgia and Michigan, the 2-3 matchup in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Still have Georgia installed as a 7.5-point favorite. Of course, a lower total here of 45. Do you like the Wolverines to cover as more than a touchdown dog? Keep in mind, they had the best ATS record in FBS this season. Are you riding with the Bulldogs coming off that SEC loss?
I'm riding with Georgia here. I'm going to lay the points in this game. Even without Dan Lanning, their defensive coordinator, now gone to Oregon, between the defensive minds that are on that staff, and Kirby Smart and Will Muschamp, I trust that they're going to be able to figure out some type of defensive scheme with that deep defensive line that they have and that linebacking core to kind of slow down that Michigan running game and really put this game in the hands of Cade McNamara and force him to try and beat them on the perimeter. I don't know if Michigan has the weapons that Alabama did at the quarterback position and out wide. So I think the Georgia defense is going to have a much more successful time in the semifinal here against the Michigan offense than they did against Alabama. You hear reports about some Georgia players being left home, waiting until Tuesday to go down to Miami for Friday's game. So we'll see how the COVID affects this game. But I feel pretty good about being on Georgia minus the 7.5 here.
All right, sounds like the Bears expecting an all-SEC national championship matchup yet again with Georgia covering. Alabama, though, maybe being inside the number but escaping against a game Cincinnati squad. Let's move to some other bowl games this week here, Bear. I'm sure both Minnesota and West Virginia appreciate that the Guaranteed Rate Bowl is in warm, sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Gophers are laying 5 here, total of 45. How you looking at this one?
And you can find some 4.5s out there, and that's what I was able to do with Minnesota. I like the Gophers here. If PJ Fleck is the coach of your team, you know that team is going to be invested and motivated and ready to play in a bowl game. The Minnesota defense, late in the year especially, played very, very well. Now, I know they didn't play some of the better offenses in the country, but they're not facing a West Virginia offense here that I think is going to be able to move the ball up and down the field. They were very hit or miss this year. Lenny Brown, their starting running back, is out for the game. It's a Minnesota team that I think winning the Axe game against Wisconsin, that got them excited, and I think they're really able to double up off that win against Wisconsin and win a bowl game and really end a surprising season given all the adversity that they had, all the injuries at the running back position. I would expect PJ Fleck's team to come out and play very, very well.
All right, Bear, finally, for those of us into our snack foods, and Frankly, who isn't during the holiday and bowl season? We have Iowa State matching up with Clemson in the Cheez-It Bowl. Clemson a 1-point favorite over the Cyclones, a very low total of 44. This is a Wednesday bowl game you'll see here on ESPN. Who or what is the play in the Cheez-It Bowl?
I'm taking Iowa State plus the point, and I just don't know how Clemson is going to approach this game. Maybe this is a game you wait and live bet, but if it starts off the way I think it could, where Iowa State could jump out early, then you're probably laying points early in the game. This is the Clemson team that's been used to playing in the college football playoff, been used to playing for national championships, and now you're facing Iowa State, who we know they're a good team, but they just doesn't sound good to what Clemson is normally playing in Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, and all those teams that they're used to facing in the playoff. It's a really good Iowa State defense, and you've got a Clemson team without both of its coordinators. DJ Uiagalelei has not had a good season. He's been a mess all year. I don't know how much success the Clemson offense is going to have against an Iowa State team. And despite Breece Hall being out, I think Iowa State feels pretty comfortable at the running back position. And I think the Cyclones can cap off what's been a disappointing win for them with something to say, hey, we beat Clemson in a bowl game, and that would mean a lot to Iowa State. So I'm going to take the Cyclones.
He is the Bear, Chris Felica, helping us out as always on a Monday for bowl season. We are in the week of the college football national semifinals. Bear, we appreciate you dropping by, Bet, as always.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.